Soon. When India's travel story is told, it is usually told in numbers. Passenger traffic is rising, pilgrimage circuit are booming, mid-scale hotels are adding keys at record speed. But luxury hospitality does not grow on a spreadsheet. It grows quietly. In a place where the land cannot be recreated, service cannot be rushed, and brand equity is earned over a decade, not a quarter, something like that. In luxury, occupancy is secondary. Pricing power is everything, and this is why Leela Palace sits in a category of its own. So let's first look at its industry, hospitality as an overview. While luxury is structurally different, India's overall hospitality cycle is strong, but luxury hospitality is entering something far more powerful, a structural upcycle. Here's why. International travel recovery is strong, high net worth Indian consumption is rising, wedding and MEC demand is booming, global luxury brands are entering India, but luxury supply is constrained. Why? Land in prime location is scarce and capex per key is extremely high. Gas station period are long and regulatory approvals are complex. So management estimate a demand side a supply gap. Compounding is nearly 5% CAGR. In luxury, when demand outpaces supply, the impact is immediate on ADR rise, RevPAR rise, and margin expand. This is not a volume game. This is a pricing power from heritage brand to institutional platform. While Sechellos Bangalore Limited was incorporated in 2019, the Leela brand was existed in India luxury imagination for a decade. For generation, the Leela meant to be a palace live hospitality and diplomatic stays were there and iconic weddings were used to be there. So global luxury standards blended with the Indian warm up, and but the real shift happened when under the Brockfield. So this was not a cosmetic kind of rebranding. This was a structural transformation. Capital discipline sustainability replaced the emotional expansion. Global operating benchmark replaced the institutional, and asset management thinking replaced the legacy ownership. What emerged was rare hospitality company that thinks like real estate investor, a hotel operator, and a brand custodian simultaneously. If you look towards the Leela Palace business model, it's hybrid but luxury only. Leela does not dilute into a mid scale. It does not chase a mass premium. It remains luxury and ultra luxury only. The portfolio, if you look to of its FY25, 5 owned palace hotels, 7 managed hotels, and 1 franchisee property, 13 hotels total, and 3,553 keys. And this is a hybrid model, gives them asset ownership where irreplaceability exists, asset light annuity income via management contracts, and capital efficiency without brand dilution. Unlike mid-scale chains, optimizing occupancy, Leela optimization, ARR, RevPAR, total revenue per available room, T RevPAR, and ecosystem monetization. And in a supply constraint segment, this is a structurally superior. The crown jewel. The crown jewel. Economics are irrepressible. So Leela's own assets are not hotels; they are landmarks. Example: New Delhi inside Chanakyapuri diplomatic enclave. Bangalore, if you look, 8.23 acres palace in CBD. Chennai, sea-facing inspired architect, and Jaipur and Udaipur destination defining palaces. This location cannot be recreated. Together, owned asset generates RevPAR nearly 3x industry average. This is the power of owning iconic instead of inventory. Why rooms are only the starting point? Luxury hospitality is an ecosystem across its portfolio, and 72 restaurants, bar and cafes, plus 12 spas, destination wedding infrastructure, MEC capabilities. Signature brand includes Jamawar, Megu, China XO, Le Cirque. These are standalone demand drivers. Result: higher non-revenue or non-room revenue, higher T REOPAR, and strong customer loyalty. So net promoter score is 85 plus. So in luxury hospitality, loyalty is more powerful than occupancy. Operating metrics that matters. FY25 ARR stood at 16,409, 22,545 for owned asset, and whereas REOPAR, if you look, 10,696 rupees, and for owned assets it was around 15,306 rupees, and occupancy was 65% by design, and T REOPAR owned was around 29,575. Staff to room ratio is higher than peers. In luxury, this is not a cost, it is the moat. So Brookfield's invisible hands. Brookfield's influence in subtle but structural. You see it in non-recourse financing, asset recycling via luxury residence, and ROCE focus over empire building. Capital-light structuring. Leela is expanding without over leveraging. This is a hospitality run like a private equity, but without losing a brand, its branding soul. So if you look towards its strategic expansion of Mumbai, Dubai, two deals defines the new Leela. Dubai's Plum Jumeirah enter into Plum Jumeirah near Atlantis the Royal, acquired at sub 13x EBITDA valuation. Structure is around residency-led equity payback, long-term management fees, and trophy global presence. This allows Leela to own global asset with near zero long-term equity exposure. If you look towards this Mumbai BKC reset, instead of owning the office component, Leela invested only in the hotels, and Brookfield owns the office. Projected stabilized EBITDA comes around 150 crores. Yield is around 16%, and this eliminates office cycle risk, and capital sustainability discipline meets the luxury expansion. If you look towards its first of FY26, when strategy meets the execution, performance moved in a great way. REOPAR comes around 16% growth was there. ADR growth was 10% on YoY basis. Occupancy at 66%. So if you compare with 100, then 66 is a quite great number. So growth is 3x of industry, and EBITDA margin is around 48%, and PAT turned positive. So net debt comes around 0.5x to EBITDA, and cash is around 1000 crores. So this is operating leverage, not a cyclical luck. Okay. So if you look toward that FY30 vision, 2000 crore EBITDA they are talking about. Management ambition is 2000 crore EBITDA by FY30. Bridge drivers are same store pricing power, signed pipeline, Mumbai stabilization, Dubai contribution, and even incremental acquisition they are looking for. And this is not an aspirational optimization, but it is a structured math. So if you look toward conclusion and final perspective, Leela is not chasing a room count, it is compounding luxury economics with iconic owned asset, capital light annuities, a Brookfield enabled structuring, a decade long demand tailwinds. It is evolving into something rare, and India only pure play institutional luxury hospitality platform it is, and its growth with restraint, it prices with confidence, and it allocates capital like a owner. In a market full of expansion stories, Leela is building the endurance. This is not a hospitality as usual hospitality. This is a luxury engineered to compound. So if you like the video, please like, share and subscribe this channel, and make the YouTube brother happy by sharing it more and subscribing it more. So let's meet in the next deep dive and even interesting deep dive. So bye bye guys.